Hey guys, Jess here from Tomorrow Equine. This is it. This is the last episode of the Riding Myth Busted series. So thank you very much for the one of you who watched the 9th episode of the series. So for the last one, I decided to take it a little bit more personal and tell you about the myth that I hear that discourage people of looking at biomechanics and using it in their training routine with the horse. So one of the most common thing that I get from people is, number one, I don't want to stop riding my horse or doing my regular routine. So today I am here to tell you that you absolutely do not have to stop doing your regular activities with your horse. Really see biomechanics as an add-on value that will enlighten what you are already doing with your horse, whatever discipline you are aiming for. The second thing that I heard a lot has to do with you need a lot of knowledge to understand the concept. And again, absolutely not. Everything can be put as simple as possible or as complicated as possible. So my job is truly to make it to your level of skills. So if you're just started, you really have a simple base of horsemanship in general, I can turn the situation to be just as simple as possible so that you can do a little bit of that work with your horse without it being like truly way too much complicated. If you're more on the skilled side as a rider, I can make you exercise that will be a lot more demanding, a lot more technical, and that will value what you are doing with your horse. So if you were kind of shy about the idea, thinking that maybe you couldn't be able to keep up with the concept, don't be worried about it. It's absolutely manageable, whichever level of skill you have. Now, the number one thing that I find too bad that discourage people to use the concept of biomechanics is truly the myth behind you have to work at it for so long before you are able to see results. And here, it's hard to give you an actual time because each horse is different. Their background, their injuries are different, but also the myoplasticity as we are trying to affect the patterns of moving habit when we're talking about biomechanics. But truly, to just give you a simple exercise with my horses, when I started doing it with Sunny, I absolutely simplified the process, and it was something just as simple as aligning him by a wall and making sure that he will place equal amount of weight from his right shoulder to his left. And I would say in a span of 2 months, so from one farrier visit to the next, we surprisingly realized that it had affected his hoof growth. So Sunny before was placing pretty much 90% of his weight on his right shoulder, and just doing those little 5-minute exercise, squeezing it between lesson, I would say maybe 3 times a week, actually had affected his pattern of moving habit enough that 2 months later, we looked at his hoof and we surprisingly realized that they were almost identical. So for some horses, it goes very fast. For some others, it goes a little bit slower. But truly, it doesn't take a lot of doing to bring you to some awesome results. So I hope it eases a little bit all of those stories behind biomechanics. I hope it's going to give you the taste to try it. And I'll catch you up later, guys.